I hear a man talk about this election is going to be a battle for the truth. And I have been telling you all that the truth and the JLP now have no lot in our part. They don't know nothing about truth. So Norwich Heights were the vision of Dexter Rowland and Donald Rudd.
This is what I was put here. This is how I feel. And today is what I'm getting goosebumps. It's one of my proud days as a member of parliament. To see that one day in the next 3 months, I am going to be able to drive on this road and know that because of the efforts of the action team, we have a road to drive on. And not only that, that the citizens who want to reach breaking point, you know, because it was going to be and I may have struggled through this.
Demonstrate. Put in the group, we not get no garbage, Colin. Listen to me, I'm ready now to go down the road because they bad.
Bless up, ABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Isabel Rose. And in this one, Anne-Marie Vaz takes credit for road rehabilitation in Norwich, Portland. And Colin Bell, a real Portlander, a real Portland Heights, comes with the history. She's bragging and boasting that over 30 years, Norwich Heights has not had any road or water. And Colin Bell came to debunk that lie. It is a battle for the truth, and we must not be fooled by the Jamaica Labour Party. And you will hear in this, he refers to her as the dancing queen, as she im attack. He's given us the history of Norwich Heights and the whole cutting up of lots, laying of pipes that was done under a People's National Party, who even insisted that labor rights get a piece of the pie. So we don't need no eyeglass to see that the People's National Party, when in government, cares for all, not only a handful. I want you to listen to this in its entirety. Don't make them fool you. Listen for the truth and not just for a PR stunt and not just for $5,000 on a box lunch. But vote and make a decision based on the facts. And right now, Colin Bell has laid it out all for y'all to hear. In the meantime, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Notification shout out goes to Anthony R. Big up yourself, Anthony, as well as Mavis Joy. Big up yourself, Mavis. Thanks for the continued support from each and every one.
Me don't really need nobody to tell me the history about Norwich Heights. I know it inside out. I live it. And I hear a lady say 30 years no road, no down Norwich Heights. Norwich Heights has not been in existence for 30 years. I don't remember the years them exactly, but what I can remember is that I moved into my first house in October 2002. And at that time, we never have the house on Norwich Heights yet. And as I said to you, me build one of the first house. There's a policeman and a lady who used to work with SDC, who their house was finished before mine, upon Norwich Heights. But in terms of the first set of people to build, because when I was building at Norwich Heights, proper roads were there. And this lady never knew Norwich Heights then time there. Because she a come here. She's not a Portlander. So dancing queen, check your history. Norwich Heights has not been in existence for 30 years. However, she said she's going to refurbish the road. Now the prefix re means back. So if you're going to fix it back, it means it was there. And I hear a man talk about this election is going to be a battle for the truth. And I have been telling you all that the truth and the JLP now have no lot in our part. They don't know nothing about truth. So Norwich Heights were the vision of Dexter Rowland and Donald Rod. And them man, they come up with that plan there to get Norwich Heights developed. Norwich Heights was a co-pastor. And I want to call all the people over Norwich Heights will live over there if you come listen this. Because when you talk about government policy, Norwich Heights, Fair Real Estate, those are PNP policy schemes. So everybody will live in a Norwich Heights and Fair Real Estate live upon them place there because the PNP decide to cut up the lands and make citizens have them. Now, one of the aim of Norwich Heights was to make government workers get land for build house. So, I think somewhere about 2000, between 2000 and 2005, the whole thing for Norwich Heights developed. The lots were bigger than they are now. The lots were cut up bigger. However, Dr. Rod in his wisdom realized that more people could get access to those lands if they cut them smaller. So they decided to downsize the lots and cut them up. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When the meetings were being held, whole heap of meetings, there was a discussion about the road. And the Operation Pride people told us that there are two options. They could have fixed the road with Barber Green and do all of the proper infrastructure, but the lands would be dearer, would be more expensive. They could fix the road, put grit and tar, gravel and tar upon it, and the lands would be cheaper. Hear me. The people agreed to take the cheaper way. You hear me say? Norwich Heights. I mean, I talk about those who buy land from the original people. Because I also going to tell you how cheap those lands were. Those lands were the cheapest land for sale anywhere. Because I bought land in Fair Real Estate. And the land I bought in Fair Real Estate was 100 meters square smaller than the piece up on Norwich Heights. But the piece of Fair Real costs 150,000 more than the piece of Norwich Heights. The piece of Norwich Heights was about 200 and a little bit of thousand. People get land on Norwich Heights with 100,000. Shocker for him, I tell you that. So the PNP cut up the land, put in road, put in light, and sold the land for little and nothing to Portlanders. There's over 400 lots down Norwich Heights. You must know the history. We're talking about Operation Pride. PJ Patterson, baby. Yeah? Dexter Rowland insists that some labor rights must get land up there. And labor rights got land up there. In fact, the secretary for the, what did they call the group again? It was a Providence Society? Or whatever the group name, it was a labor right who was the secretary. The lady who cheered it, I can't remember, I think she was a PNP. But the secretary, I know, was a labor right. And she get land. Whole heap of labor right get land on Norwich Heights. Morning, my big picnic. So, the land's cut up and houses start building. And I tell you something more. It is because of Norwich Heights Operation Pride why a NHT office is still in Port Antonio. Because nothing was happening. If it wasn't for Norwich Heights and Fear Real Estate, NHT office would have left Port a long time. So the construction started at Norwich Heights. Water was a problem and the pipes were laid. There was a problem with the pipes that were laid and some digging up had to go on and some further works were done. When the PNP lost in 2007, the work slowed down. When the PNP came back, I think the pipes were laid. And anybody from Norwich Heights want to call me can call me. But when Dr. Maurice Guy was the housing minister, that tank where you see up on Norwich Heights, Dr. Maurice Guy, get that tank put up there. Between 2012 and 2016. Dancing Queen no run one length of pipe on Norwich Heights. And I'm going to go to know very touchy part. All the pipes were run. The pumps put in over Norwich School. If you are past Norwich Primary School, going up the hill, you see some pumps on the left-hand side. Those were put in under the PNP administration. When the road were being fixed, that wall, I think that wall end up on piece of the pipe, on part of the pipe. So there was a problem with just right there, so. And Dr. Linville Bloomfield, the late member of parliament for East Portland, tried and tried, and he was blocked. Dr. Linville Bloomfield, the late member of parliament for East Portland, was not allowed to get the work done to turn on the pipe for Waterguard Norwich Heights. The JLP government of the day blocked him. And you can't figure out who. And that's why some of us are very skeptic about the murder of Dr. Bloomfield.
And it seems dating things as far as back to 30 years ago is their favorite punchline. You always hear them saying, oh, this wasn't in place 30 years ago. This government has done it. This was not in place 30 years ago. So it's their favorite punchline when Norwich wasn't even in existence 30 years ago. From 2002 until now would have been 23 years. So even a simple math, this member of parliament cannot do. But as I stated, it's a battle for the truth, and we are here as social media warriors to bring the truth forth unto UNO, so that UNO can make an informed decision and choice. With all that being said, go ahead, drop in the comments in the comment section. Let me hear what you say. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. On the road to 30K and beyond, help me to get there. Get this video to at least 5,000 likes. I want to share it out all over so people can get the truth. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.